How's it, Bengal fans? And welcome to another episode of Bengals in Paradise. I'm Chashin Scott, aka Sin City 808, and thank you for tuning in to another episode. Where do I begin? When I say that after Joe got sacked when he tripped and Steelers got the ball back, but we were up 1917. My wife and I, we were just dead silent. We were just that moment of, are you kidding me? Are we gonna lose this game by a game-winning field goal from Chris Boswell, and we're gonna lose the game 20-19, and from there we're gonna be eliminated from the playoffs? I was like, are you kidding me? It was, again, a roller coaster of emotions, especially at the ending of the game. But, hats off, to this Bengal defense, especially, Lou Dini. Lou Anarumo carried, the team, put the defense on his back. The defense put the team on the back, and they decided that, you know what, Joe, take a rest, take it easy. Offense, take a breather, we'll take it from here. And what a performance from the defense. Like, I genuinely thought, even though I was optimistic that we were gonna win, that last drive, I just thought that, knowing how the season went this year and knowing how Steeler games go with us, how if it goes down to the wire, Steelers find a way to win. I just can't explain it, but it was a crazy wild game. And what's annoying is the game shouldn't have even been that close. Right from the get-go, first drive in the game, we scored a touchdown. And I thought, it was gonna be like a really good day from this offense, and we are just gonna keep, stacking up points. And it should have, I'm not the type that's like shoulda, coulda, woulda, but this offense could have easily put up more than 30 points tonight, and that's what's frustrating. I get it, it's a AFC rival. Steelers always give Joe and this offense a hard time, but again, self-inflicted wounds. It shouldn't have been that close, but it was, and the defense prevailed, and they balled out tonight. So much love to the defense. I've been a real big critic this year. How time and time again, how this defense always let this team down. But they really balled out tonight, and much love. They did what they needed to do, and Lou Anarumo, he knew going in, especially from their first game when they played, which they scored 44 points. Lou knew going in that Russell was trying to go for that check down after check down, and I liked what I seen tonight. They really stepped up, and they prevented that check down yardage and plays from happening. Right when Russell checked it down, the player that caught the ball, they just got tackled right there. And that's what I wanted to see from this defense tonight. Just even if they do complete the checkdowns, tackle them right up from the spot. There was a couple of missed tackles. I'm not gonna lie, you seen it too, especially the one from McKean. He could have tackled Najee for a loss, but it is what it is. But overall, this game was a lot of good tackling, especially like right after the the check down, which was really, really nice to see, especially from this defense. And the offense was really, really struggling tonight. Aside from that, that opening touchdown drive, it's just they couldn't finish it. They couldn't punch it into the end zone. It was just field goal after field goal after field goal, and that's why I say with Chase Brown, he makes such a big difference because with him out, granted Khalil Herbert had an excellent game tonight, by the way, but with Chase Brown out, that really kind of limited them from running the ball more. And I feel like with that, it's just the offense becomes predictable. Like they're just shotgun, drop back, and Steelers know that, and they're gonna tee off. That's why, time and time again, Joe got knocked around so many times, and it's so frustrating, to see it because if I can see it, if I can predict what Bengals offense is gonna do, and the fans know what the Bengals offense is gonna do, what do you think the Steelers defense knows what they're gonna do? Just it was really frustrating, and they have to fix the interior of this O-line because good God, it's such a pain, to see Joe get hit so much because of the interior, like Cordell Wilson. Oh my Lord, man, he was benched for a reason, and we all see it, and that guy is a liability, and he was the reason that Joe got hurt in this game. Cordell was just having a rough day, and I know Cam Hayward is a future Pro Bowl Hall of Famer, but not a Pro Bowler. He already is a Pro Bowler. I mean, a future Hall of Famer, but like, you gotta do better than that, man. Cordell was just struggling, and I was just so frustrated. I was just, constantly just yelling at him on the TV, acting like he could hear me, but I was just furious with Cordell. You know what I mean? Just the whole entire game was basically struggling against that pass rush, and it was so sickening to see because whenever Joe drops back, I always kind of like tighten up. I always have that feeling like I can't watch because I don't want to see Joe get hurt, But these kinds of problems that the Bengals have, obviously you can't have a drastic change. It would have to be in the offseason, free agency, or the draft. But for the time being, like if Bengals do make the playoffs, I hope Amarius is healthy enough to the point where I would move Cody Ford, to left guard and just bench Fosun, which the Bengals have been doing. But it's with Amarius Mims' broken hand injury, it's really frustrating to see Fosun, back in the starting lineup, and can't let that happen, man. It's just I've seen too much. I know what Fosun is, and like I said, he is a liability out there. He's gonna get Joe hurt, and other than that, I spoke with the defense. I talked about the offense a little bit, and just want to give a shout out to Jamar. I hope I ain't speaking too soon, but my man, I think you won the Triple Crown this year. Bro, hats off to you, Jamar. What a incredible season, and I hope it ain't the end. And I spoke with the defense. I talked about the offense, and then special teams. I want to give a shout out to Isaiah Williams. This kid had some nice returns tonight, and I told my wife to watch him, how he returns the ball. He's really good, explosive. Anything better than Trenton Irvin back there, returning punts. No shot at T.I. I love you, T.I. But it's nice to see fresh breath at the return game, and Isaiah Williams really stepped up tonight. But that DJ Ivy touching the ball, that was just like typical things can't go our way. Just like how it can't go our way for this season. When I seen that turnover, and DJ Ivy touched it with his foot, it was gonna roll out of bounds. But with our luck, Steelers player, recovered it just before it went out of bounds. I was like, man, just all this momentum is going their way, and yeah, I was in a dark spot at that moment. I just thought that, they're gonna win. Steelers were gonna win by a game-winning field goal, and we would have lost by a point, and just would have been a sick way to go out of the season. So I'm just glad things happened the way it did. And another shout out I want to give to is Trey Hendrickson. I said in my post not too long ago, but Trey, you're just an absolute dog, man. It's an honor watching you play in stripes, and I love Trey Hendrickson, and Bengals should do everything they can to give him an extension, because he's well worth it. And not being biased, but the proof is in the pudding. To me, he should get consideration of making All Pro this year, and even recognition from winning the Defensive Player of the Year award. But probably not going to happen. It's a favoritism contest in my opinion. But I just want to give a shout out to Trey tonight. Dude was a maniac tonight. He's just on a tear. And that's basically it when it comes to the game recap. But I just want to take the time to say that I am really, really proud with the way this team has won 5 straight games and how they fought, at the ending of the year. That's always Bengals. Bengal fans, we know this. They always start slow, but we always end off, hot. So, despite that 4-8 record, we found a way to win 5 straight games, and we found a way to, have a chance of making the playoffs. Who would have thought? Especially after that Steeler loss, like everybody was just, thinking a draft already. Everybody was doing their mock drafts. We're looking at free agency, but Bengals, I am, proud of them boys for finding a way to just, fight and not give up on the season. And especially when it comes to the coaching, now I feel like not only Zach is gonna stay, but I feel like Lou is gonna stay. At this point, how can you let go Lou Anarumo? He showed up, big time, especially tonight. He was the reason. The defense was the reason why that we won tonight's game. So at this point, I would be shocked if Lou got let go at the ending of this season. I feel like we should just give Lou another chance. Give him better resources. Give him better players in free agency. Give him better players in the draft. Because we all know what Lou can do. Lou can cook, and if we give him, at least an average defense, this team is gonna win a lot of games. But all that being said, I said in my last video, control what we can control, and we did. We took care of business tonight. We won the game, and now, I've been praying, this whole week. Just let God take the wheel, and all we can do is just pray and hope, things go our way tomorrow. We need the Broncos to lose, and we need the Dolphins to lose or tie. So all we can do at this point is just, like I said, let God take over, and all we can do is just watch from there the results. And it's gonna be exciting tomorrow. I'll be watching both games, side by side, and we'll see what happens. Is fate on our side, or was it just too little, too late? And Bengals don't make the playoffs. But in my heart and hearts, I truly believe, or I might just be optimistic, that Bengals are gonna make playoffs, and everything that needs to go our way tomorrow will. And I'm real hopeful that happens. And if it does, oh my God, man! Like Bengals making the playoffs this year, who would have thought that? That would be so amazing if they do. And I said in my last video, I personally believe that they can go on a run. But until then, Bengal fans, I might make a quick video tomorrow, recapping the Broncos and the Dolphins games. But until then, enjoy this victory tonight, Bengal fans. I know it's hard to not look at tomorrow, but at this very moment, just be happy, celebrate this win. It was a big win, and just even though if we don't make playoffs, just celebrate this 5-game winning streak. That's all I can say at this point. So until then, Bengal fans, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I sure will. Bengals won. Hooray. And until then, just enjoy the evening. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, give a like, much appreciated. Love you, Bengal fans. Hooray and mahalo.